So this is a VW Bug. You know you are in the ghetto when they don't have fake bullet holes on their car. They actually have real bullet holes on their car. Whew. Kind of makes you wonder if you should have spent an extra 10 or 20 bucks to, you know, stay the night at a nicer place. Well, we're on our way home. It's Friday evening. Getting done with being in the valley. And, well, it's snowing a little bit, and we were expecting it. Apparently, while we were gone, Grandma Stinger and my mom, she said that it snowed about 3 inches, so we're looking at 3 inches when we get home. So, we're not too used to this. It's been a while since we've been around snow. I mean, we've been around snow. I mean, we lived in Wisconsin for 10 years, so I know about snow. It's just kind of had a little break from it for the last few years.
Okay, so in the other room is the water pump and the pressure tank.
No.
And your mom has the heat tape wrapped around the water pump and the pipe coming from the big water tank, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to passing between that building and this one, there's no insulation.
Is it just that one little spot?
Yeah, so this is what's frozen, and then it comes up here and goes into the hot water tank.
So
and
just that, it's like what, like 2 inches?
Yeah, so really what needs to happen is this whole thing needs to come off, and it needs to have heat tape and insulation put around it so that this doesn't freeze. This one is warm, and so that one's not the problem, it's this one. Because it's absolutely cold when you touch it right here.
Well, where's that pipe going? Does the rest of that pipe need heat tape?
All right, so the first part of that pipe it comes from the water pump. And it has insulation on it. And I'm pretty sure it's not frozen except for right here, because when you touch this, it's absolutely freaking cold like an ice cube. All right? And when you touch in here, it's cold, but it's not ice cube cold, and neither is this. So I'm pretty sure this is where the frozen part is. That part's not cold at all. It's fairly warm to the touch.
Gotcha.
And that's going from the hot water heater into the house.
We went ahead and moved this insulation down. I had to break off some of this crappy drywall, but it's crappy drywall, so who cares, right? Move this down, and then this is a pool noodle. Yeah, we found some at a Goodwill for like $1. I got a few more over here, actually. And they're good for all sorts of things. This isn't just the only one. But it did warm up the pipe enough to where it's not frozen now, so now we can actually have hot water if we want. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about the Backwood fixes that we're finding for some of this stuff. Once again, when we bought this place, the people that lived here pretty much left a lot of their stuff behind because they just had to get out, I guess. And we definitely took advantage of that. We got a whole bunch of, you know, little on-off PVC stuff in there. Toolboxes with tools in them there. Whole bunch of more PVC stuff there. We got another sink if we want to install a sink somewhere right there. See? And some battery acid if we want to throw a party. Anyway, got just tools here and there. You know, some of them are totally not usable and some are still usable quite a bit, so it's kind of a little bonus that came with the place. Now before you leave a comment, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a question about that yellow tarp on top of that storage area right there. And I call it a storage area. Really it's a corral or a garage area for a quad or something, but my mom is putting all of her extra stuff in there for storage. Well, it's got a big old hole in the roof. Because originally the panels on the, not on the pole, but on the frame there on your left, those were covering the hole in that roof. But you know, the people that lived here before us didn't live here in the winter, so they didn't have to worry about it. But we got snow, and we got to get access to those panels to clean them off and stuff. So we had them remove those panels because I don't want to get up there with a rotted, you know, roof. You know, it's horrible plywood. It's just a nightmare. But that roof is rotted out, so we had to put a tarp over there for the rain that we were getting and the snow. And we're still getting some leaks, unfortunately, and it's probably going to ruin some of my mom's stuff and maybe even some of our stuff that we have in here. There it is, and it's actually gotten quite bigger. It was not nearly this big before, but the rain and the snow soak into this board and it just becomes soggy. And when we were trying to work on it before, a big old piece fell off, and luckily it's not dripping now. The sun's out, so it's drying out pretty good. Well, there you know, it's kind of cold. Got some icicles from our leaky roof. Luckily, when it warms up, it's, you know, it's not gonna drip into anything horribly important. But you know, some of these boxes here have gotten pretty wet because it has leaked in from above. So I don't know, not a horrible amount, but enough to ruin some things. I like this amount of snow. This amount of snow I can deal with. It was worse earlier. Well, yesterday, after it snowed, it was pretty much blanketed everywhere, but luckily we get in the 40s and 50s during the day, so pretty much everything in the shadow sticks and stays, but anything in direct sunlight gets melted away pretty quick. And for that, I am truly grateful. So today I was watching a Yankee 4 video, and by the way, if you don't know who Yankee 4 is, hey Yankee, say hello in the comments and everybody go check him out. He's a really cool dude, good friend of mine, and he had a video about his garden and him starting pickling cucumbers. Dude, I am jealous as all. I have definitely got to start pickling cucumbers. I absolutely love making pickles, and they're good for everything anyway. So I tried to make pickles hydroponically in the apartment last year, and that didn't really work out as well as I thought. They were a lot bigger plants than I thought they would be, and the trellis thing was a pain in the butt. So I really enjoyed watching Yankee 4's video on his trellis and his garden and his pickling cucumbers. Definitely gave me a good idea for a trellis for my garden, and that's the subject that I want to get into today, or at least in this part of this video, is my garden and how much I've paid for it, how much money I've put into it, and what you guys can do if you want to do something like this too. Now, I'm no expert at this. I have no idea if this will work. I've watched a lot of videos on the subject, Back to Eden Gardening, and I think I have a fair understanding of it, and we'll find out if I do or if I don't. But you know, this is totally a test for me to see if this will work, and I think it will if I do it right. So I'm excited about that. So the garden is not, you know, big enough. I need to definitely expand this. I might actually do it on the other side of this driveway over here, because I really don't know how much of a picture, I mean, how much of an idea you're going to get from just this video on how big this is. But I would say probably 8 feet or 10 feet that way. And I want to say 40 to 50 feet or 25 yards maybe. Maybe a little bit further. 25 yards, about right. So, how much did this cost me? So we have the newspaper and the cardboard down. That was free, obviously, because we just had that laying around. You know, just any good cardboard, newspaper. I would imagine that's probably your best 2 bets. That's going to kill the weeds, you know, and give you a good foundation to start from. The manure, you want to get the stuff that's been around a while, composted manure. And the stuff that we got is pretty much dirt, mostly dirt already, and it's from an alpaca farm. And the alpaca farm is local, and we got pretty friendly with the lady. We actually got 2 loads from her, and the first load is the only one that cost us money. And I'll tell you what, alpaca manure is Cheap as shit. I know, horrible jokes, but that full truckload that did more than half of this garden cost us $10. So $10, right? That's not much for a full truckload of it. We put that down. But the second truckload that we got, since we were friendly with her and everything, we got it for free. She can't really use it. She really only charges people $10 for a truckload of it when it's like a bigger truck than what we have. But there you go, 10 bucks and all the manure for this garden here. Wood chips, the stuff you put on top. Well, now I'm not going to count gas in the price of my garden because I don't really know what the gas would be. We get this from a tree service in Prescott, and that is not necessarily close to us, but I believe, as far as I've looked up, because you know there's no yellow pages anymore, and these people don't like putting their stuff online for some reason. I guess, you know, I guess they're a little bit too country for that. But so Prescott's about the closest one. It's maybe an hour drive. It's a little bit of a ways, but we've gotten 2 loads of wood chips from the tree service there. Absolutely 100% free, and they're happy to get rid of it. And it's the good wood chip kind, right? You get the big, they got some big chips in there, but for the most part, that's dust, that's pine needles, it's already rotted wood, you know, already wood that's going to soil kind of stuff. Perfect. You know, and if you go to a tree service and you do this, make sure you ask for the dankest, the oldest, the most decomposed wood chips that they have. And that's what you want, because that's what's going to benefit you the most, the fastest. Well, at least according to the stuff that I've watched, you know, and the research that I've done. I am not an expert, as I said, but I did want to take you along on that and show you. Oh, other things that I kind of want to talk about. The video is probably going to be titled something to do with the Back to Eden garden, but for those who watch my vlogs, we did kind of fix the water pump issue, because as some of you know, we were filling up water jugs for, you know, putting in the back of the toilet to flush it, because the water pump had a leak in it, and it would work, but it would drain our electricity so fast that we couldn't actually get to float, or, you know, full. So we got that fixed, or at least a temporary fix. We probably still need to buy another one, but we went out and bought a Flex Seal, the can version where you paint it on with a brush, and we went ahead and painted up the area that was leaking and had a crack in it and the whole bit, and gave it a couple coats, left it for a few days, turned it on, and so far no leaking. It shuts off when it needs to, so it's not draining our electricity all day long. And boy, I'll tell you what, for less than 20 bucks fix, yes, let's do it. Alright guys, well, I want to end the video here. It is a wonderful, beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky as far as I can tell, which only means more electricity and less, you know, running the generator, which I haven't run the generator in a long time. But anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're going to start a Back to Eden garden, definitely don't take my advice. Go look it up for yourself. And God bless. See y'all in the next one.